This is the Italian Real Estate Podcast, here to help you with the ins and outs and basics of Italian real estate, presented by ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com. Hello and welcome back to the Italian Real Estate Podcast. We are back here again with Marco Permunian, Italian attorney with ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com. Hello there, Marco. Welcome back for another episode.
Thank you, Rafael.
So today, we wanted to do a little bit of an update in regards to the current situation that the world is facing and what that looks like for people who are interested in purchasing property here in Italy and what can and can't be done during this situation. So, Marco, with your clients that you've been assisting very recently who are purchasing their properties in Italy, how are you helping them? What is the main concern that they have?
Actually, let me start by saying that as of this moment in time, we have actually seen an increase in the interest in real estate in Italy from foreigners, so people
I'm fascinated by that.
All over the world. And I have to say that the main question that I'm asked is it possible to buy properties without going to Italy? Is the health situation, the current situation in Italy and in Europe going to affect my ability to purchase properties in Italy? And the answer is not really. So it's possible to buy properties in Italy without being present in Italy. So that's the first piece of information that I want to give to people. So you don't have to travel to Italy to buy your property. Of course, if you want to see the property that you're buying, that's a different issue. But as for actually buying a property that maybe you have already seen, if you don't want to go to Italy or if you can't go to Italy, that's not a problem. And let's not forget that as of this moment in time, it's not even possible for Americans to travel to the European Union unless they have work reasons or family reasons or health emergencies or reasons. But that does not really affect your ability to purchase properties in Italy. It's in fact possible to authorize somebody else to buy the property for you, and that's actually even common practice in Italy. Even if you are not really like a foreigner, even if you're an Italian citizen, it's quite usual to give somebody else the power to buy a property for you, maybe an attorney or a family member or someone who's helping you out. All you need is a power of attorney that you can sign in America before an American public notary, which then can be made valid in Italy through a legalization process. And more specifically, you have to get an apostille. And once you get the power of attorney apostille and translated into Italian, and once the translation has been certified, then that power of attorney must be accepted by an Italian notary, which is the public official that you have to use under Italian law when you buy a property. So somebody else can appear before the notary on your behalf and sign the papers in your name, and you become the legitimate owner of the property, even if you didn't go to Italy.
But during this time, how is it possible for a person to go real estate hunting and to find their perfect home and to be able to even see the home? How is it at ItalianRealEstateLawyers.com that you assist your clients to be able to find their perfect home here in Italy?
There are a few very important websites that people can use and that we actually help people use. So these websites, they're normally in Italian, but they include almost all of the properties that are on the market. And when people contact us, basically what we do is we help them determine which is the property that suits their needs. And we also use these websites, which include, like I said, very many properties. So it's not that difficult for people who are interested in buying real estate in Italy to do it from a distance.
And so once you've helped your client to find their future home, what is the first step that you guys take with your clients to help them actually move forward with that process?
The first step, as I mentioned before, is to give us the power to buy the property in their behalf and in their name. So they need to execute, even abroad, a power of attorney, which needs to be legalized and translated. So once we have that, we can proceed and make a formal offer to the seller, which the seller needs to accept. Normally then we enter into a preliminary agreement on behalf of the client and in the name of the client, because we always sign documents on behalf of the client. So the actual papers, they make reference to the client names.
So your clients don't have to worry about anything being under your name or the name of one of the other associates at your firm. Basically, everything gets signed with their name on the paper. It's just that you're helping them on their behalf.
That is correct. After we have signed the preliminary agreement on behalf and in the name of the client, we basically do some due diligence just to make sure that the property is in order, that there are no limitations to the ownership rights, that everything is good, and then we proceed to the final contract of sale, or otherwise known as property deed, which is the document which transfers the ownership rights from the seller to the buyer, which must be signed before an Italian public notary, who is a public official who certifies the transaction and ensures that the rules are respected, and actually that the property is also free of any limitations such as liens or any other sort of limitations. So it's actually a very, very secure transaction, in my opinion, the one that you have to go through to purchase properties in Italy.
And talking about things from the financial side, how does the person actually make the payment to the current owner of the property? Do they have to pay you first, or do they pay the property owner just directly?
There are several ways. Let me start with what people do in Italy. People normally, this is a common practice, they pay the seller with certified checks, which are handed to the seller during the meeting with the notary. Of course, for people from America or other countries, it's not really possible to get a certified check, because it would be like a check in US dollars, not in euros. So what people from abroad do is they normally wire the money to the notary, which acts as escrow agent. So the notary keeps the money in his or her account and releases the money to the seller only when the seller has signed the paperwork which transferred the ownership rights to the buyer. And of course, during the meeting with the notary, which we attend on behalf of the client, we are handed over the keys. And what we normally do is we mail the keys directly to our clients in the US or abroad, so that they can have the keys for whenever they want to go to Italy and enjoy their new property.
So basically, as soon as they can get here, they can just hop off the plane and just go home, as if they were hopping off the plane and just going to their home where they currently live.
Yes.
And maybe for the last question for this episode, I know a lot of people are thinking that they would like to actually live in these homes and be able to call Italy home. But because of the current restrictions that we're facing, or that people around the world are facing, travel could be a little bit difficult at this time. Does having a property here in Italy help to give a person any kind of way to get into the country where they may otherwise be restricted?
As people know, right now a travel ban is in place, so people from America can't really travel to the European Union, but there are some exceptions. So you can travel for work reasons, for health emergencies, or if you have to visit family who needs your assistance. Having a property in Italy may or may not help you. It's actually questionable. I've seen people being able to actually get to Italy because they had a property, and having a property could technically be a reason for which your presence is required in Italy. Maybe you have to do repair works, maybe you have to sign papers, but definitely I'd say owning a property right now could help you get into Italy if you're coming from America or other places where a travel ban is in place.
Very interesting. And I think this actually may be a good place to end off this episode because we've covered a lot of ground, and we like to keep these episodes on real estate a little bit shorter than our episodes on the process of Italian citizenship. So, of course, as always, Marco, thank you so much for making yourself available to answer these questions about purchasing property here in Italy. And if people are looking for assistance and are needing your help, how can they get in contact with you?
People can contact us through our website, italianrealestatelawyers.com, or they can email us at info@italianrealestatelawyers.com or give us a call.
And also, if you happen to be interested in the subject of moving to Italy, Italian dual citizenship, and living life abroad, and maybe even seeing a bit more of this beautiful little town that we happen to be in, you can come over to my channel, youtube.com/Rafael Di Furia, where I make videos about these subjects. And of course, we have been here with Marco Permunian, Italian attorney, and I am Rafael Di Furia, and we will see you all next time. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.
See ya.